Welcome to episode 3 of the House of Stiles podcast. Today we have a very special guest to the podcast, and we're starting a 2-part series. So episode 3 and 4 will be called the House of Stiles, the Next Generation. So today we have John Stiles, which is our youngest son, 19 years old.
Hey, John.
Hello.
Hi, John. Thanks for joining us. I just want to tell you a little bit about John, and then I'll let John take over. Since he was probably around 12, he's been an entrepreneur. He has made masks for Halloween, Halloween mask. He sold on Etsy, eBay. Now he's a full-time YouTuber. Also has his real estate license. So John has been
at 19 years old
busy since he was an adolescent. So welcome, John.
Hello.
Also, we refer to him lovingly as Johnny, the people that are closest to him. He also edits these videos. So, Hi, John. How does it feel to be on the other side of the mic?
It feels weird. Very weird. It is. It's unnerving, like you guys said. Yeah.
It's right.
Have all the cameras and lights on you. It's a little bit unnerving.
I'm sure once you get talking and everything, it's going to be fine. I mean, I talk to it, not a camera, but I talk to like a microphone and an audience every day, so it's going to be.
Yeah, you do some camera work sometimes.
Sometimes, rarely.
But it's in your realm of what you know
Comfort.
to do. Yeah, in your room.
Yeah.
So it's not like in this office with your cringe parents looking at you like, hey, what do you got for us? So I did take it upon myself to pull some questions, both of which I've sent to y'all multiple times, and neither one of you have them. Oh, you did get them.
I got them this
fantastic, because you were about to panic on me. Rob likes a good list of questions. John, I guess you're going to be winging it.
Okay.
So, first thing to talk about.
Do we get to tell stories about John too?
That you would probably have to. John's editing this, so you could.
Yeah, sure.
They might not show up on the video. So give the listeners like your elevator pitch. What do you do? You know, just who you are.
Mm-hmm.
I've introduced you a little, but
Yeah. So I
talk up to the mic.
Oh yeah, sorry. This is nerve-wracking. You guys are right about it.
You
guys are right about
it. It's not even fun.
Well, I'd say my biggest profession right now is just a YouTuber. That's what I do on the daily. That's what I spend most of my time doing, is editing, recording, stuff like that. That's what I look forward to every day. But I'd say I'm mostly just a go with the flow type of person, I guess. I like to do what I want to do, I guess.
Yes, he does.
Yes, that is a no lie right there.
But, I don't know. I don't really know how else to describe myself, at least not in the moment,
Well, I did put you on the spot because
Yeah, we've got a bunch of questions to pull information out of you.
Yeah.
So,
willingly or reluctantly.
when did you get started on YouTube?
I got started. Well, I've actually been recording and editing videos for probably back since like 2017. I don't know if you guys. That's when Fortnite came out, and that's when I started, like, just experimenting with recording and stuff. I had your laptop. Remember your laptop that used to let you play Fortnite
the red one?
The Lenovo.
Yes.
The matte black one.
The one you probably blew up.
That thing right there lasted forever though. It was dropped out of cars. It was everything, and it kept on going.
That was a good laptop actually, but I started on there. I just like screen recorded my gameplay, and I had a headset mic, and I would just talk to it, and then I would use like a free editing software. It had a watermark on it, but that's when I started uploading videos to YouTube.
So how old were you then?
Probably, 2017 was
8 years ago.
Yeah, probably like 10 or 11 years old.
Wow.
And that's when 2020 came around. Of course, you had COVID happen. You had the lockdown, so I had a lot of free time during then, and I would play Warzone when it came out, which is Call of Duty. And that's when I started actually uploading videos onto YouTube when that came out, and I've taken breaks since then, but April this year is when I started picking back up heavy on it. That's when I've now been able to turn that to kind of like a
You're
It's
making
kind
a
of
living.
taken
steady
off
income.
for you.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah,
It
steady.
really has. He's,
Really good steady income for someone your age, I must say.
Yeah.
He's making dang near real estate money right now.
move out of the house income, even though we don't want him to move out yet. But
Yeah.
but it is
I'm
that
not ready for that yet.
it is that kind of income he's doing. So that's good.
So this is an interesting question. If someone only knew you through your YouTube channel, what would surprise them the most about the real you? So if someone's only watching you on YouTube, which John is a gamer, and for our generation, we don't understand what that is a lot of times. Well, I think the men probably would more than the moms. But so what is something like what would surprise what would surprise someone to know about the real you?
Probably that I have facial hair. I'm just kidding. I feel like I
Yeah,
a
because
lot of
most people don't
mistake
see your
me-
face.
A lot of people mistake me as like a younger person. Like they think I'm younger for some reason, and I tell them I'm 19, and they're like, "What? I thought you were like 15."
And I'm sure you would really blow their mind if they knew that you were a real estate agent.
Yeah, they
as
would.
well.
They would. Yeah. That's what I was mostly thinking.
I've seen some comments on his videos when he actually does his face camera, and one comment in particular was, "Man has got a whole ass beard."
It's stupid, but
That's awesome.
yeah. think,
I want you to put your face on more often. Yeah. I think it would
you
blow
know,
up.
It's funny. His viewers ask for it all the time.
I'm
too.
telling you. Of
the
course they
thing
do.
is with my kind of content though is like I make very like I don't play fast on these games like a lot of people do. I'm very like slow in the game, and I like the viewer feeling immersed in the gameplay. So I feel like if I had my face cam on, it would kind of throw it off a little bit. Like I feel like I have
that
a good
makes sense.
formula with it like right now, but
Well,
Yeah, maybe
Stick
on
with
the
what
live
works.
streams, maybe the
Yeah.
face cam, and then the regular videos.
on my
yeah.
usually on my celebration live streams, like if I hit let's
You're
see.
about to hit 30,000.
Yeah, if I hit 30,000 subscribers, I'm gonna definitely try to put my face cam on. That'd be cool.
What is your YouTube channel if anybody wants to go check it out and
Oh, yeah.
subscribe?
My YouTube channel is Gilly ICU.
Spell Gilly because a lot of people
Gilly
don't.
GHILLIE, and then space the letters I, C, and U. I make stealth related gameplay videos on Warzone. People in that game are very fast. They like to run around, try to get the most eliminations as possible, but I play it really slow, and I think it adds a whole nother level to it.
It adds suspense.
Yeah.
What I enjoy about the fact that it's Gilly ICU, that is such a good play on words. But Gilly, you literally make Gilly suits, or you have in the past, like
Yeah.
actual Gilly suits. So when Jackson got engaged, maybe we can throw a picture of y'all
I
three.
could throw some photos in there.
Yeah. So when Jackson got engaged, it was like, how are we going to do it? How are we going to do it? And he wanted to do it in a specific place, which was in the middle of deer hunting woods. And John was like, well, I could just put on my ghillie suit. And because they wanted it recorded and they wanted photos, he was like, I'll just camo my tripod and my camera and I'll get it on video and I'll take photos. And they turned out so good. But Caitlin didn't know John was out there because he was an all ghillie.
Yeah.
And so Jackson asked Caitlin, he popped the question, and then all of a sudden you see Caitlin on the video go, oh, hey, John, because after she had said yes, John got up and was a walking bush, and then the cows chimed in because they were like, holy shit, what is that walking around? It's a bush, and it freaked the cows out. So
started mooing.
yeah, maybe we could put either a snippet or photos of that. 'cause
Yeah,
they
even
turned
one of
out
the
very good.
tripods holding the camera right now is
Spray painted green. That's the one I used.
It's
Yeah.
all tactical looking. Yeah.
So he makes actual ghillie suits. So
And that's
John
how
is
he
an
plays his
immersion
game. Yeah.
person.
So he plays it as like a real sniper would go to war. That's how John plays the game. So it makes it much more immersive, good word, and it makes it much more intense.
Yeah. And, I know I'm kind of speaking, like, you guys probably understand this, but in the gaming world, like especially Call of Duty, it's like a very fast-paced, competitive.
What do you call those players?
Sweaty. Yeah, it's sweaty, but that's understandable because the game is kind of tailored to that in a way. Like they want you to have very fast engagements with people. They want you to push fights and stuff like that.
And you just kind of hang out and snipe them?
Yeah, but the thing is, a lot of people get mad at that. Like, they hate that. They think it's like, they call it ratty in a way, just because you don't want to push somebody and they call you like a bot. That's what they say. But
you win.
Yeah, I do win. Not as often as some like faster paced players, but I feel like it's so much more rewarding when you
literally
immerse
hunt.
yourself.
It seems like, from what I've seen, it seems like you're on the hunt a lot more than on the defense.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And that's a skill that not everybody has, which is sets you apart from the sweaty players.
Yeah.
And what I've noticed is all of the big streamers, I'm talking the multi-million subscriber streamers, are all starting to put on the ghillie skins and get the snipers and they've started hanging back and they've seen his videos, in other words, and they're all imitating him. And so he's had several collaborations with bigger streamers because of that now.
And all of the people that I've had collaborations with are super nice people.
That's awesome.
I think they notice that it's kind of like a different take in a way. And I think a lot of the streamers that I've made content with, they all want kind of the same thing that I want for the game, which right now it's moving in like a more unrealistic style of gameplay. But I'm very focused and I love like the more realistic war, style of gameplay. So I think they see that as well. They kind of want that as well,
And you've been very successful at it, and people are taking notice.
Yeah, they are.
And so his channel is really blowing up right now.
We took notice.
Yeah.
We were like, what is he doing? He really think he could do this? And then all of a sudden, the boy's making money, like good money. And we're like, oh, okay. What do you need us to do for you?
Yeah, that was a big change for us because, and we talked about this in the past, how you want your kids to get outside, go touch grass, get off the screens, get off the computers. But then it turns into a literal full-time job that you are making.
And that he enjoys. I mean, how many of us get
and
to
doing
say
something
that,
you love that you get to make a good living at. Wow. I mean, who doesn't want that?
It does require an extreme amount of patience. So I think out of the entire household, there's only one in this household that has that level of patience and that does enjoy himself enough to be alone for that amount of time.
Yeah.
And being a perfectionist, and he is a bit of a perfectionist because anything he has attempted to do since he was young, he has been successful.
Yeah, he has a ability to lock in and like stay with it a lot more than we do because I'm like a squirrel. Like I'm out here, wah! And Jackson tends to have his mom's personality. Rob tends to be a little more OCD-ish when it comes to things like perfectionist. But either way, we're very proud of you. We're happy that you're going strong. Of course, just keep it up, but also still enjoy it.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's one of those things you could probably burn out really easy.
You can, especially with the game I made content on. It's, you have good days and bad days when you're playing. And good days, which was like, let's say yesterday, they'll set you in a good mood to continue making videos. But once you have a bad day on that game, which means like you feel like you're losing every fight that you engage with, and that's all to do with your mentality, by the way. I didn't figure that out until a few weeks ago because I woke up one day feeling great. I played great. I woke up one day feeling bad. I was losing every gunfight I had. You know what I mean? So when you have those bad days, it's not very hard to stick with, but you start losing the spark. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to do that. But again, a good day comes around and it comes right back.
That sounds like real estate, John.
Yeah.
Which you too have your real estate license. You got it at 18, straight out of high school.
Yep.
And you've been dabbled, but I mean, it seems like that's when the market kind of shifted. It was about the time that John got out of high school, and then his YouTube's taken off. So we've allowed you to, kind of back off. He does still help us periodically. He does have a listing or two. So he does have his real estate license like right now it's the side hustle.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Which is great. But changing topics. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Ready.
Growing up in the house of Stiles. Oh boy. We literally all have our own distinct personalities. Jackson and I tend to be a little more alike, and you two tend to have a lot of similarities. But John, to me, has been that one that was like, where did this child come from? Like, he's a creative. He's the only one that doesn't have brown eyes. He's just like been a different character.
If
He's
you
been an
remember-
absolute joy to raise.
If you remember, I guess it was kindergarten, his teacher described John as a 5-year-old little old man.
I remember that.
He didn't like
he's-
loud noise. He
he's
didn't like
all
like
business.
He wasn't like a pep rally kind of kid. He was just all business for real. But
He held up the whole class because he disagreed
over dinosaurs.
over dinosaurs. And
All right. So, question: what was it like growing up with us as your parents? Be honest, but not too honest.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, you guys have been very supportive of both me and Jackson. Basically all of our lives, you know? Like, I think you guys have been y'all haven't been super strict on us, if you know what I mean, which, you know, when I grow up and I have my own kids, I'm going to be kind of strict with them. Like, I'm going to limit.
Are you going to be more strict or less strict than we were?
Well, knowing how
The world.
I mean, I know that social media has kind of evolved in a way nowadays to where it can really mess with your brain. So I'm probably going to limit access to that until they're older, maybe like 15 or 16.
Well, what
But I
if
still
you
feel like that's
have
too
one?
early.
What if you have a little John that wears you down? Do you remember?
Yes, I do remember that.
John
Oh my
has
gosh,
had
John would take. He would go for years and hang on to, like, I want this, Mom. I want this game, and I'm like, no, that game's way too mature for you. For 3 years, he worked on me.
Yep.
3 years until finally I was like, okay, well, whatever. You're older now. It's like,
Speaking, I'm glad he said, and it makes me feel good that he said that we've supported him, because if you think about all the endeavors John has delved into,
if you think about all
over
the
the years.
birthday cakes, John had this specific thing about his birthday, and he would always want a very specific cake. Like one year, John wanted a birthday cake with his picture on it so he could eat his whole face.
Yeah, I remember that. Was that that was like my basketball?
Yeah, so I got him a
photo.
picture made with his basketball photo, and he literally took his whole face and he ate his face.
I remember that.
Oh my God.
then the cake that his mom and I spent hours making. He wanted a specific scene
From King Kong.
the King Kong movie, where the big gates and the lava running down and all that. And somehow
We had candles, like torches, and
That was my favorite birthday cake ever.
Yeah, and had a King Kong
handmade-
figurine
Yes,
in
it.
we handmade the gate
Wait.
with.
How did you guys get that King Kong figure from me without me knowing?
We're
How did you
your
know?
parents.
Yeah, I've never thought of that.
Same way
before.
Santa
we're
showed
Santa
up.
Claus.
Yeah, because I used to play with those
We're
things
the
like,
tooth
all
fairy.
the time. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
All right, what is one lesson you learned growing up in this house that still sticks with you? And you don't have to just tell us what you think we want to hear.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm trying to think of the biggest lesson that y'all have taught me. Probably to think before doing. I know that me and Jackson have grown up in a household that was very, you guys were not by any means strict, but you always taught us how to read people, I guess, and make decisions based on what you think is best for us. And I think if I wouldn't have grown up in a household like I did, I would have been a very easily influenced person, probably doing stuff I didn't even want to, you know what I mean?
Right.
I've been able to figure out what I really want in sort of like friendships, what I want to do with my life. Like, I've avoided a lot of friendships before just because I feel like this person's not gonna get anywhere acting like this, you know what I mean? And that's not really like a great thing to have as a kid, because I feel like you need to explore, go crazy, do whatever as a kid, because that's the only time you have your childhood. But at the same time,
we were very honest about which ones we thought were bad apples.
Yeah. And clearly they were.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way around that. But I'm not regretful of missing out on anything as a kid, just because I can still, do whatever I want now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's the best thing that y'all
You're
taught
still
us as a
only
kid.
19.
Yeah.
Still got a lot of living ahead of you. Okay. Were there any House of Stiles rules that made you roll your eyes as a teenager, but now you totally get?
Yes. Not necessarily that I totally get now, but I think my biggest thing growing up, and I know y'all mentioned this on your first episode, is this sort of respect. What do you call that? Respect
For your elders?
not pattern. I don't know what to call it.
Well, explain it.
Like, you guys had a certain way of thinking what respect was, and I didn't understand it. You know what I mean?
There's that Gen Zer right there. That's what I was saying the other day. Like, their idea of being disrespectful and our idea of being disrespectful are two totally opposite things. So,
Yeah, John.
John.
And maybe this will help you elaborate. John is. We talked about it in our other episode. John is one of these. I'm going to tell you the truth. If it hurts your feelings, okay,
That's your feeling.
that's your feelings.
And it's even like, if I'm not like telling you the truth, I still want to talk things out. I don't want to.
Right. And we viewed it as being being
talking
disrespectful
back. Yeah.
at times. Yeah.
But
Okay.
I always wanted to conversate about stuff like, if we had a disagreement on something, I didn't want to just, like, especially if it wasn't that crazy, and I feel like we could have talked about it, like, like, I feel like it would have been easier, but
So you and I have always had that. I take it to the next level. I make it crazy even though it's not a crazy situation, which I've gotten better at. Well, and one reason why I've gotten better at it is because John demanded that I get better at it. Not in a way that was disrespectful, but John laid it out to the point where, like, you're being crazy over something that's just not necessarily crazy. Like, you don't even have all the facts. So John and I butted heads at an older age. Let me back up. You were like the easiest child ever when you were younger. And then you, of course, hit that one stage where you started to become your own person.
teenager stage. Yeah.
And it was difficult and rocky for all of us for a while. But what I can appreciate about you is you had that Gen Zer in you where you were like, this isn't how it has to be. As a matter of fact, this is a little crazy and you need to really check yourself. I know I'll check myself, and he would, but you need to, like, look at your own patterns too. So I listened to him, and I think versus how I grew up, whereas we were to be seen and not heard.
Right. Different generation.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that was something a pattern we broke.
And to be honest, not even trying to be funny, even though it's probably going to come across a little bit funny, if I would have talked to my parents sometimes how John talked to his parents, we probably would have been picking ourselves up off the floor.
Yeah.
But looking back at our disagreements, John always had a point. It's
He would
funny.
wear you down.
He would wear you down. But it's funny that what was I going to say? You have to edit this out.
Go ahead.
You what?
I know. Hold on a second.
He's having dementia again. I might need to check in on your dad.
Hold on. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, we'll come back to that. So what is your favorite family memory, We know who your favorite
Yeah,
family
favorite
member
family member. I know who that is. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
He would-
Thank you, John.
He would,
I
say,
Yeah.
he would say Alana. What's your favorite family memory, and what's one you'd rather forget? You don't have to discuss one you'd rather forget unless you just want to, which would probably just happen. It's probably one that just happened.
Yeah. Wait,
Favorite family memory. Start there.
I think, well, some of my favorite family memories definitely come from Arkansas back in when it was snowing. I think my favorite, like, era of my life ever was growing up. You were super, like, vibe chasing. Like, you wanted
Me?
to, yes, you wanted to
No.
capture the vibe of Christmas in the household. Like, when it was Christmas, you made sure to decorate. It felt like, even though we were in some house in the middle of nowhere, Arkansas, it felt like a New York Christmas in our own
Because
home.
there's lights
And the music,
Yeah.
and like the New York style Christmas music.
I'm a vibe chaser. I love that.
And
It was so important to your mom for you guys to have a big holiday,
Yeah.
whatever it was, birthday, Christmas, and I really, really love that that she always made sure that we did whatever we could to make you guys' holiday great.
yeah, I think the holidays, as like me being little and growing up, I think those were probably my favorite family-oriented memories that I have, for sure.
Gotcha.
What's one that you'd like to forget?
I'm sure he's got a few.
Yeah.
Probably getting your butt spanked.
No.
No, you weren't the child that got the.
He never got a spanking.
I would get him more than you. Speaking of, who's
Yeah.
the hammer? Who's the softie?
You're definitely the hammer. He's the softie. But
You
I
pushed him
think-
to a point. He's the psycho.
yeah. I think every kid, I think every kid doesn't necessarily need like physical discipline. I mean, sometimes maybe, but I don't know. I feel like that's going to be so difficult, learning how to discipline your kid. That's like one of my biggest fears about having a kid. It's not a fear, but like,
I promise you, when parents say that this is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you, they mean it.
yep.
It hurts to have to discipline your child. It hurts. I mean, it doesn't mean spanking. It hurts to ground your child. It hurts to
Take
make
away
them go
stuff.
to their room, to take away stuff. Because when they walk off, you're just like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be honest with you. We were not one of these. We were kind of like of the mentality, spare the rod, spoil the child. I, looking back now, probably would go less than that. Jackson got it a lot more than you did, but Jackson was a handful.
Jackson was a handle. Wait till that podcast.
Yeah, that's coming. He was wide open
Yeah.
all the time and very disruptive and
John was
defiant.
Yeah, and John was just in his own world.
Yeah.
He wanted most of the time to be left alone and do his own thing. And he said it right at the first. I like
But
to do
it
what I want to
does-
do.
Like if you have more than one child, just get ready. You will discipline more than one way.
yeah.
Because
For
it's
sure.
very, like, you have to discipline to the child. Like, I could literally take something away from you and get the same effect as, like, jerking Jackson up.
Yeah.
And so I didn't have to do that as much. I would just take something away from you.
Yeah. Because that's what I was very oriented with. I liked my
Your stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So if you could describe our family dynamic in one word, what would it be? That's a good question for all of us.
Yeah.
The first word that I think is crazy.
Yeah.
I think a lot of families will say that.
I'd say, I wouldn't say chaotic, but like definitely all over the place. No, well, that's not one word.
Chaotic is.
Yeah. But not in like necessarily a bad way. I just feel like all of us have so much stuff that we want to do. Like, you always have something new that you want to do. I always have something that I want to do. Jackson has something new. You have something new. Like, sometimes that can mess with our
Dynamic.
dynamic and stuff and how we plan things. Like, we are all so different. And that's honestly a great thing. I'm glad that we're all so different. You know, it sets us apart from each other. We have different conversations. We don't always agree with everything each other says, but that's good. You know, I think having open
dialogue,
discourse with each other is very good. It keeps an open mind, I guess. But, you know, I think that's the only way I can describe the family. It's kind of just all over the place. But it's good, though. I mean, sometimes it's good.
You can tell by Faith's career and the projects that she has done and started. She is she comes up with the new idea all the time. If she got paid to come up with great ideas, she would be a millionaire. Because if anybody needs me to come up with ideas for their life, hit me up. I'm going to charge a premium. But she's always been good at that, and that's why we have our own real estate brokerage. Faith.
That's why we have a podcast.
Yep.
Oh, that's why we're starting a booth. That's why we're doing whatnot shows. I'm a little, sorry. Speaking of the family, and let's talk about your brother.
Yeah.
I love this. All right, so you're both real estate agents, but we know he's full-time agent, you're part-time. Mm-hmm. But who's generally more competitive? Not necessarily in real estate, just in, I want to hear your take on it.
Oh, Jackson's more competitive, for sure. But
he's like Happy Gilmore on the golf course.
Yeah. It's really good, though, because, you know, I've always thought once Jackson finds that level of competitiveness, like, with work, he's going to kill it.
I agree.
He is very, like, you could even look at when he played sports, like lacrosse and basketball. He was uber competitive, and
he
wanted
him a while.
To be better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He has to get his mind right.
Like on the soccer field, he would take half a game to really figure out he was playing soccer.
And then he would take over the whole soccer field.
And then it's like his whole face, you would see it change. And then it was like, boom, there he is. I feel like that's kind of how he's going to be in real estate and in life.
It's going to hit him.
Yeah.
I've always thought real estate for him, like if he can take advantage of it and get that like competitiveness, if he starts looking at his competitors and he compares himself to his competitors, he can blow them out of the water.
Oh, I agree.
I've always thought that. Like he could really do something with his competitiveness.
You know what I see the difference between John's competitive and Jackson's competitiveness? Jackson competes against other people. John's biggest competitor is John. Mm-hmm. And he's always thought, I'm going to be better at this.
I'm going to do it better.
Yes. I've watched
golf.
He was golf, skateboarding.
John sat out there. I had to dig holes in the yard and put berry solo cups. And John sat out there in the front yard when he was, 6 years old, 7, and would chip balls toward the hole or put them. And he would do it until he was perfect at it.
Yeah.
He would, same way with learning how to skateboard. You remember those days?
Yep.
The cracked helmet and all?
Oh, yeah.
He got out there and on a ripstick and skateboard, and he would go around and fall. But every single day he was back out there until he was good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Other than the difference in competitiveness, what's the biggest difference between your personality and your brother's? And I can say it's night and day.
Yeah. Well, I feel like me and Jackson have always, like, growing up with each other, we're still best friends, I think. Like, I genuinely feel like there is nothing that separates a brotherly bond in a way. But I do feel like our biggest differences is definitely he's a lot more tempered.
Yeah.
He is tempered, and again, that can be good if you apply it to certain things. But I've always been a lot more
like MMA.
Yeah. Yeah, he would be good at boxing.
He's a big boy too.
But I think we've always been not competitive with each other. I don't think he's ever really been competitive with me.
No, that's the thing with Jackson. The nicest version of Jackson is towards his brother.
Always.
Like John literally has black Jackson's eye. And Jackson would not hit him back.
No.
Like, that is his little brother. He wouldn't dare. John tries
Yeah,
to boxing because John was into boxing for a while. That's another thing that John was into. And Jackson just, and I would always tell John, you do not want to open that crazy. Because if you ever make him mad, he's a big dude, it's going to be bad. And John's like, no. And Jackson just told me, I cannot hit my little brother.
Yeah.
Now, I guarantee you there's one thing that could trigger him to hit you. Let's not ever do it. But it's the same trigger that would be for you, and that was your girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
So, don't ever say anything about his fiance.
I think that's everybody's trigger. There's you have no place to talk about that.
Exactly, especially your brother. So, who's the better salesman? If you were in real estate, we know the answer to this. And Jackson would agree.
Yeah.
You've been an entrepreneur since you were like 12.
Mm-hmm.
So you love that.
If he locked into real estate, he'd be unstoppable. He'd be the number one agent in our office.
Hey, there's the one to beat right there.
What to
Maybe I
compete
should, maybe I should get Jackson to compete with your dad. Anyway, if you two had to work on the same real estate deal, how would that go?
Who, me and Jackson?
Yeah. I would pull my hair out right there. I could tell you.
Like when we work on the same real estate deal, like
if you and him had the same listing.
You had to work together.
I would definitely be the promoter and the video guy, the photos and stuff. I'm
the sales.
At least with real estate, I'm terrible at discussing. I don't know if I should say that on.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's okay.
I'm terrible with discussing with people. Like I just am.
Like the negotiating part that kind of freaks you out.
And that's a learned thing.
You're 19, son. That will come.
I mean,
that's a big purchase.
And you were homeschooled.
Mm-hmm.
And so coming out into the world, into the public, and dealing with John Q. Public, and all of their different personalities and different crazy and everything
And don't
else.
feel bad about that. Your dad and I handle lots of deals together. And I'm the lister, the one that I like to get the listings. He likes to close them. He tends to be more of a closer.
Mm-hmm.
So oftentimes if I get the listing, I hand it to him and let him go sell it.
Yeah.
Because he's a much better salesman than I am. So.
Yeah. I feel like Jackson would be really good. He already is really good at negotiating with people.
Mm-hmm.
Like he likes to.
He likes the art of the deal.
Yeah,
he's getting
he does.
there.
Uh-huh.
He's getting.
I can definitely see that. He has a spark with that, and he would be really good at that. I think I would be good at making videos and stuff, promoting
Getting it sold.
promoting it.
Yeah.
Jackson would be good at making the deals happen, which is definitely the most important part.
Yeah,
That's
because
for
he
sure.
doesn't like to lose. So growing up, who usually started the trouble, you or him?
Probably both of us. I'm not gonna lie. We didn't really. We had troubles. I mean, we argued and fought.
Y'all
and
were
stuff.
trouble a lot of
Yeah,
times.
but we were kids. That's what brothers do. There's nothing
Jackson
out of the
always put
ordinary.
you up to doing stuff that he was scared to
Oh
do.
my gosh.
And the
John
only
was-
reason
I forgot all
the
about
only
that.
reason why I would want to do that stuff is because to impress him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's
John,
how that
look at that worm. I don't want to eat it. You eat it. John, okay.
Yeah. I ate three.
He ate a couple. He would fry them up in a fire, and I don't know why y'all were playing with fire. That's a good one. Anyway, yeah. So
Well, we played with a lot of stuff as kids. Freaking fireworks.
out in the ocean.
Yeah. I remember. Was that illegal? Are you allowed to drop fireworks in the ocean like that?
Probably not, but
Well, I don't know why they used to shoot them off the pier.
yeah, but they took fireworks one time on a paddleboard. Both of them
Here
sitting
in
on
a
a
school,
paddleboard.
in a school
The-
of fish.
when the mullet
bombs
were
or
running and all that, the big bait balls out there, and they would throw a firework over in the middle of the bait ball. Watch all the fish
Yeah.
jump.
All the mullet would jump at the same time. It was actually cool.
That was
Yeah.
you would hear it go dunk,
Yeah.
and all these fish would fly up. Yeah, that was,
That was
fun.
fun.
Probably illegal.
Those are probably my favorite July 4ths out of my life. Was earlier Flagler Beach. You could just mess around.
Yeah, it was
Here
fun.
it was fun.
I
Yeah,
had
it
the big
was.
fireworks show. All right, Gen Z versus mom and dad's generation. What's something your generation just doesn't get about ours?
Like I mentioned before, I think my thing that I don't understand the most about older generations, is the closed-mindedness. A lot of older generations have extremely closed minds, to the point where if you even try to like have a discussion, it's taken as offensive. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Disrespectful.
Yeah, it's taken as disrespectful. That's it. Like, it could be something minor, like I like Cheetos and you don't. You know, like something stupid.
How dare you say I don't like or you don't like Cheetos? Don't you know Cheetos are the best chips ever? Oh yeah, I could see that. Like, Cheetos are the best.
Yeah.
How dare you argue with me?
And that can go with whatever sort of conversation you have about business, life. I don't know, literally anything, and it's taken as offensive. And I feel like that's kind of,
yeah, I think the farther you
hypocritical in a
go
way.
back in generations, the more they don't like to be challenged.
yeah, mm-hmm.
They take it as a challenge. Everything's a challenge.
Very competitive. Yeah.
Yeah. What's something you actually admire about how we did things back in the day?
Well, definitely the drive for starting businesses. Having a job back in the day was like a full necessity.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't just slack around back then because y'all's parents were onto you, first
Yeah.
of all. And I feel like that back then that was so much more common in a way. Like,
Everybody
starting
worked.
families was more common. Getting married, starting a business, all that stuff was so much more common, and that's like common life values, I guess. I don't know. I feel like that stuff is very important.
And
And I
just
feel
kind of
like you
getting away
guys
from that.
chased that back then. That's what y'all wanted in life, was to do that.
Yeah.
You know, you
How
didn't
do you-
go into a job because you wanted to. You know, nowadays it's like, I want to go into a job because I want to afford a gaming PC or something. Y'all went to a job wanting to get the heck out of your parents' house
You're right about
and
that.
go get married and have kids.
Make
Yeah.
a difference.
Yeah. How do you think social media has changed ambition or success for people your age? I mean, look at you.
Yeah. Well, I think social media has definitely given people opportunity. I mean, that's a very good thing. It's given people a whole new approach to promoting stuff. Like, normal civilians, you can learn how to promote stuff, like I kind of have, and you can apply it to your business, or you could just make a complete job out of social media, like I have, where you just upload videos to a platform that you have to talk over. But overall, I think for business, it's very, very good. Social media is probably the best thing for business right now.
And speaking on that, with what you do with YouTube and all your editing, that again is another business opportunity for him.
Yep.
I mean, he's learning how to edit. He's learning how to, upload long format video and all that, and advertise and promote, which is exactly what a lot of businesses, even small businesses, are looking for. Is someone to handle their social media, handle their marketing online.
Yeah. I will have to say, though, I think for the younger generation, the freedom of social media, seeing everything that you can do, especially with me. I mean, like I said, I'm a very tunneled in person on what I want. Like, if I don't want to do something, I feel like I can't put any effort into it. You know what I mean? But I
That's
feel like
a big difference between our generations. We would do it anyway because we had to.
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely something that social media has changed, because, I mean, kids nowadays are on, like, Instagram, TikTok, and they're seeing so much things at once, and I feel like it's kind of making kids more confused with what they want to do, like, especially with me. Like, I felt that way. I didn't know what I wanted to do with college. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my future career. The only thing that I felt like could work for me was social media. That's it. Like, I feel like that is the only thing that I could have done. That's until I got my real estate license, and I kind of figured that out. I feel like if
You could actually intertwine. Make sure that you can be heard.
Yeah.
You can actually intertwine those. So wait, what's a big dream project that you would like to do?
I think my biggest dream right now is to be invited to a Call of Duty event or like a Battlefield event or something and get to meet all of my fellow creators. That's my biggest goal right now. That's what I want.
That's awesome.
And I feel like that would be so much fun just to, see how it is, see if that's what I want to pursue in life fully,
And I know that all the older people, that we understand it because we've been involved with it now for several years, but there's a lot of people out there that are going to be our age that are not going to understand that at all. They're not going to understand. I'm wanting to make a full-time, lifetime career out of video on YouTube. That means a lot of people just aren't going to understand it because we come from, you got to get your hands dirty. You got to go dig that ditch. You got to, whatever, pull yourself up by your bootstraps and work hard.
Yeah.
And
Which they are too.
They
but
work
just in a
hard.
different capacity.
It is just it's a different way. And there's so many people I know, especially even the boomer generation, they're not going to understand that.
And the thing is, we had trolls back then when we were trying to work hard and make our life into something. They have the same thing. It's just more because they're social media and
It's
have
out there.
constant trolling. But John, if you could give advice to other young people trying to make it in creative fields, what would the advice be? Because you started young.
Yeah.
You always had this spark about you. Like you were not afraid to get in front of a camera.
No.
And you were very articulate. You weren't really shy. This is different.
Yeah.
But, I see young creators now on TikTok and they remind me of you. So what if you could give them one piece of advice? What would it be?
So a lot of, let's say I started out when I was like I said, 10 or 11. What I see a lot of kids doing on social media is they try to copy the people that they look up to, and that's fine. I feel like that's just a normal thing kids do. You know what I mean? They look up to somebody, so they want to do exactly what they do. But I will have to say, if you want to be successful in it, start early figuring out yourself on the platform. And what I mean by figuring yourself out on the platform, I personally think I have some sort of an alter ego. So I see you, and then I have me. When I'm in recording mode, I'm ICU. I talk a certain way. I make sure I'm completely locked in on what I'm doing. And I feel like if you establish that early and you figure out, of course your brain changes all the time as a kid, but don't self-promote. Try to build up an authentic audience that's going to like you for who you are. And
So don't be fake.
Don't be fake.
But
Literally
still
just
embrace that alter business side.
Yeah.
We all have that. I'm a mom, so I have a telephone mom voice.
You have a business
business voice.
What I do on YouTube, I say I have an alter ego, but I'm still doing what I like to do, and I'm still doing it how I want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not, faking a personality. I'm still myself. I'm just very tunneled in on it. And I feel like people need to know that the only way I feel like you can succeed on social media is by doing it. You stay consistent. Engage with your audience is a big one that a lot of people don't do. That keeps a really strong audience coming back, is when you actually engage with them, like the comments, reply. I've started a Discord, so my community members can join up, talk with each other about the game, share clips of their gameplay and stuff. And on there, I comment on their clips. I'm like, yo, that was good. Or if they have an opinion, I always discuss with them. I think communicating with your audience is one of the most important things with social media creation. A lot of people don't do it. They feel like their ego is too big to talk to their viewers. And I'm just like, dude, you're a normal guy, just like your viewers. So talk to them.
Yeah.
I think another thing that you did that made you successful was you found a niche. You found a particular play style, we're using the game as the example, you found a particular play style that really no one else was doing.
Yeah.
And you started doing it, and you were putting those videos out there, and people started taking it, wow, I've never seen this game played like this before.
Yep.
And that's when I read your comments on your videos, I'm going to say 50% of the comments are like, you got me, first of all, back into the game.
Yep. And
then you got me playing this way, which I've never played before.
Mm-hmm. And again, that goes with closed-mindedness too. If you have an open mind about anything, like it could be the job you've been working every single day. If you think like, oh, I want to take a different approach to this today, that's always good. Like
Mindset.
Yeah, switch it up sometimes. It's really, really good for keeping the spark there with everything. Like,
yeah, that's a good point, because I think keeping yourself fresh is more important than keeping the content fresh, but you're doing it begrudgingly. I think keeping yourself positive about it and
give yourself a challenge sometimes.
Yeah.
Make it difficult. Like, let's say with real estate, you guys could right now, I mean, I'm just observing, you guys could be really learning a lot from, like, let's say short creation. Just learn the editing softwares, do whatever, just so that you can take the opportunity whenever you want and just make a short form video, just to promote your business. Like,
and we would leave you alone.
No.
So we would be like, how do we do this, John?
But I'm saying it's good to not stick with just one formula. Like, start implementing things that you feel like is going to better your business. You know what I mean?
Right. And I think going back to what you just said, it's like basically change your mindset. For example, instead of saying, I've got to go into work, say, I get to go into work.
Yep.
It's little shifts like that in how we talk to ourselves.
Positive
this phone
self-talk.
is ringing. Thank God this phone is ringing. You know what I mean? Like, little shifts like that make a big difference in the way that you go about your day.
I can apply that to something so simple that I don't know if y'all do this or recognize this, but I do. I can walk into I can walk into Publix, and I can have the attitude when I walk into Publix of, I'm going to make some people smile in here. I'm going to say, hey, how you doing? People I don't know. And then I walk in sometimes and I'm praying nobody talks, daring somebody to talk to me.
Well, like you said, having that positive inner dialogue is insanely important in life. And that's what what's her name? Jennifer, the therapist I was with, that's what she taught me. Yeah. Having a positive inner dialogue is one of the most important things you could have. Yeah. And I didn't even notice this until the other day. I think 70% of the world doesn't have an inner dialogue. Like, they don't have an inner voice.
I think you're onto something there. I don't know about the statistic. Well, I mean, we know there's differences between a man's brain and a woman's brain. But I think John's right. Like, I see people and I'm like, they're like Memphis, our puppy, just chasing rainbows and butterflies.
Yeah, they're like a baby duck. They wake up in a new world every day.
And you're like, I wish I could be more like that, because my brain is one of those that never stops. I have to literally knock myself out.
I hear a lot of women say that.
I think a lot of women my age, it gets worse.
Yeah.
But there are some people that just have this way that even if they do have everything going on, maybe it is their inner dialogue that calms them down.
People don't have an inner dialogue. The thing is, you have people like...
No, we're not talking about hearing voices.
No, not hearing voices. So,
I hear my voice all the time.
With me, with every decision that I make, I always have a voice in my head. That's just how it is. It's not a voice in my head, but it's your own personal inner dialogue. I feel like a lot of people have that. But I'm always debating myself in my head. I'm like, should I do this or should I not? What are the reasons I should do this?
No,
what are the setbacks?
You do that for sure, because 2 nights ago he came down and he was like, and I was like, get out of your head. Yeah. Because John, and he lets me say that because he tells me he needs that sometimes. So I'm like, John, you just need to get out of your head and stop overthinking it. Stop now.
Overthinking
you stop
I think
debating
I
yourself.
have too much of an inner dialogue sometimes. I get so focused on what I'm thinking that it takes over my emotions, you know? Sometimes it's hard to have a positive dialogue, you know?
Yeah, it is.
Sometimes it's always negative and you just feel like...
I don't need trolls
Dang,
because believe
man.
me, I'm a lot harder on myself than most.
But that's another talking point. I feel like a lot of people who leave negative comments on stuff, what kind of mindset do you have to even comment something? Like, why does it matter that much? Why do you care?
We talked about that on our first podcast, and I said, you know, sometimes it depends on how bad it gets. The block button is your best friend because, there are just absolute trolls on social media. They get on there and make and laugh at something that's sad or.
How do you handle them?
I don't care. I legit don't care. Like I'll see it and I'm like, what an absolute idiot! Like,
look,
you are
I care because I watch his comments and I'll text Alana and I'm like, Alana, did you know that they said so and so? And she's like, just let them say it. It helps with this. And I'm like, I want to stand up for him.
My take on that is you are so incredibly stupid that you literally feel emotionally like hurt by someone
because of your voice and the way it sounds.
Yeah, like how emotionally immature are you? Like, and you get to the point where you have to leave a comment on it. Like, I don't care. People have the freedom to comment because that's what that feature's for. You can comment. But why? What is the why? Do you know what I mean? Like, why does it matter so
they're
much?
angry. They don't like who they are.
I feel like that goes back to the dialogue. I feel like people who leave negative comments or just dumb comments, they don't have an inner dialogue. They don't have a debate in their head.
Should I say
this? Should I say this or should I not? They literally are just like, oh, I disagree with what he said, or I
don't like his voice.
I don't like his voice. I don't like the graphics he has on his game. I hate that. I gotta share my thoughts. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who legitimately cares? Nobody cares.
Well, keep letting them do it because it just pushes your viewership.
It pushes my content out more. I don't care. I literally look at that stuff. I look at that stuff and I smile and I'm like,
thanks, dude.
This guy's an idiot. He just pushed my video out.
Whenever I've had a really hot social media post that gets hundreds and hundreds of comments because it's happened and the negative ones come in, my response is always, thank you for helping push my content out.
Yeah.
All right. Switching gears, closing shop, fun and rapid fire round. Are you ready?
Yep.
Favorite meal mom makes?
I think my favorite meal that you make, and you've made it lately, do you know that chicken that has that like that spicy like crust on top? What is that called? It has like the spicy crumbs. It's baked chicken.
Yeah.
It has the spicy crumbs on top. You always have asparagus on the side and maybe mashed potatoes.
You like that?
I love that. That is one of my favorite meals that you make.
Wait. I don't see. What's your favorite meal Dad makes?
Oh, please. Who would know? That's all he makes.
The best spaghetti that I've ever had, though.
The best spaghetti ever.
He does make better
Very
spaghetti, but that is literally all you ever cook.
Oh, I cook on the grill.
When?
Every once in a while.
Yeah, the burgers are good, too. The steak, dude, that steak we had the other night was great, but that was air fried.
That was your mom.
Yeah, that was air fried. That was surprising. That was really good.
Oh yeah, just for the listeners, if you've never tried steak in an air fryer, I know it goes against everything you've ever heard.
Garlic and butter.
And then garlic and butter on it. Oh my goodness.
Those garlic steak tips too. Some of my favorite things that you cook as well. They're great.
Most used app on your phone?
Probably the YouTube Studio or Instagram.
Okay. Dream vacation destination? Dream.
Probably like, I would love to go to Colorado, Montana. I like mountains, but if I had to go out of the country somewhere, it would probably be, I want to go to somewhere like Greenland or like Ireland or something.
Oh, that'd be cool. I hear Ireland's beautiful. All right, one thing you'd never post online?
One thing I'd never post online? Dancing videos, I don't know. Stupid. Or dancing videos, or what's something else? Like hate content. I hate content. It's so dumb. Like, I'm not gonna name drop anybody, but there's a channel on YouTube that all of my fellow content creators dislike, and they literally just go in, and you know how, I don't know if the audience will really know this, but there are hackers in video games. They're cheaters is what they call them. So they download a software onto their game that makes them, if they aim in, it immediately locks onto your target and you don't miss a shot. That's cheating. You're supposed to miss. Like, it takes skill to aim.
Right.
There's a channel out there, and he actually stopped making content, by the way.
I was going to say, I think he deleted his channel
he did.
because he caught so much heat.
He actually called out one of my closest friends in the space, Expel. And it was weird because he called him a cheater in the game, and he brought forward like one clip of him playing, and he cut out all the previous context to the clip that he had.
Of course,
and called him a cheater. And I was like, you didn't add any sort of context to this video, but you're making money off it. Like, I feel like most of the Call of Duty audience watches this guy, and then they automatically assume that every content creator is cheating. Like, they assume I cheat.
Mm-hmm.
I was on an Xbox for the first...
Yeah, you can't upload cheats to an Xbox.
You can't download aimbot, at least not that I know of. You can't. That'd probably take a lot of money.
Yeah, that makes me mad when I see somebody accuse you of cheating.
But yeah,
I want to get on there.
Because we know how hard he works to get good.
It's so weird. I feel like that is the weirdest mentality in the content that I make, is so many people think that just because you're a content creator, you're automatically cheating. But there's a reason why you are a content creator, because you
put the
found
time
passion.
in.
You put the time into the game. You learn it. You know,
it's kind of like these social media influencers now, that it's kind of come out that, political parties or individuals are paying them basically to say certain things online. So basically, they're making money at it too. So they're going to create the content that makes them money, whether it's 100% truthful or not.
I've been called a shill on Call of Duty. I find that word so funny, shill. What the, like, you're thinking Activision...
I've been called worse.
You think Activision pays, which is the maker of Call of Duty, you think Activision pays a person that goes against their entire playstyle money to make content on their game? No. It's so dumb.
Okay,
so
you gamers over here, let's reel it in, because
Okay.
you're over our head.
My bad.
Coffee or energy drink? Ooh, that's a hard one for you. Coffee.
Coffee.
Okay.
I prefer coffee. Energy
How do you
drink,
like your coffee?
Hot.
yeah, I like my coffee hot, sometimes iced. I like it with creamer, that's for sure. I like pumpkin spice a lot. I feel like I'm...
No. What
Shut
did I
up.
just hear?
Dude, I like pumpkin spice. What?
I do
It's good.
too. Your
Oh
dad's
my
just being weird.
gosh.
Who's funnier, mom or dad? We know the answer to that.
Y'all are pretty funny. I don't know. Y'all are both pretty funny.
I would say dad.
You think Dad's funny? Like, in terms of, like, comedic... Yeah. Dad is more of, like, a comedic personality. You're funny unintentionally a lot of times.
We laugh at her and she gets mad.
Yeah.
If the House of Stiles was a reality show, what would it be called? Chaos.
Yeah. Chaos.
I don't know. Is that a good one for you?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it'd be boring, probably.
What?
It'd be chill. Sometimes, like a lot of the
Our
time.
reality
It'd
show?
be a lot less
You
dramatic.
can
than
tell
lot
he
of
spends
other
a lot
stuff.
of time up in his room,
Yeah.
in his YouTube.
Yeah, he
world,
doesn't
because
know what's
everything
going on.
around.
Or it would just be like a new adventure every day. That's what the show would be called. Because y'all are doing something new every single day. Y'all have got some kind
We're
of goal.
hustling.
I guess that's where he gets his entrepreneur spirit from, is we come up with all these ideas. A lot of them we just don't follow up on.
Who's we, Tonto?
And,
You got a nice
and this one over here gets an idea in his head and he goes full throttle at it until he's great at it.
Yeah. So what does House of Styles mean to you personally?
Like the podcast or just the saying?
I have no idea. It didn't specify. Just what is House of Styles means home to me.
Legacy? I don't know.
Oh, cool. That's a good word.
Y'all got a lot to look forward to your legacy too. Now that you have real estate, y'all were nurses for
Long time.
majority of your own lives.
Yeah.
Like, if you think about it, your
half of my
dad
life.
was a nurse for more than half of his life. You were a nurse for 30, how many years? 30?
35 or 36 years
Yeah, that's
now.
been
more
a
than half
nurse
of your
for
life.
half of
So
my
you
life,
spend
too.
20 years not a nurse.
36 years now, yeah.
You
Holy
spent
cow.
26 years not as a nurse and 30 years as a nurse.
No, he spent 20 years.
20
No.
years and then 36 as, yeah, that's crazy.
Math is hard.
So also,
Homeschool.
I go back to that. I do believe that generational mindset exists. I think the reason why I can lock in on stuff like I can is because y'all have been so devoted in your past jobs. Like, you stuck with one of the hardest jobs you can have. Like, I'm sorry, but if I had to see that every day, I would lose my mind.
You talking about the emergency room?
Emergency room, yep.
Yeah.
And I believe that that's kind of passed down a dedication mindset to both me and Jackson. I feel like Jackson is he can lock in on stuff really strong if he would
Lock in.
lock in on it. Which he can. He definitely can. And he will. I think he will. But yeah, I think y'all have passed that down to us, that's for sure.
So that kind of answers one of the last questions. How do you think our family dynamic shaped your drive or creativity?
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of answered that.
Yeah.
If you could give your parents and the podcast one piece of advice from your generation's perspective, what would it be? That's the final question. From your generation, you're talking to all of us now, John. You're talking to the Xers, the Boomers, the Millennials,
Yeah.
the Zennials. What do you want? What do you have to tell us?
It's okay to talk about stuff, you know? I feel like, especially Gen X, or not Gen Xers, Boomers, they are so, and I don't mean to offend anybody by saying this, but they're very close-minded. Very close-minded. If you try to talk about, like, let's say if I tried to talk about my gaming, my YouTube with a Boomer, they wouldn't want to talk about it because they don't understand it. It's okay to not understand stuff, and
And learn.
it's even better to learn.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter how old you are. You can still learn. Like, your brain is never limited to learning. Your brain learns something new every single day. I feel like when it comes to people and their own interests, though, people get kind of stubborn and they don't want to hear it
They
because
don't want to learn.
they don't want to learn.
Yeah.
Learning is very important. Like, I'm a very open-minded person when it comes to, I don't know, political takes, opinions on games, opinions on life, opinions on people. I listen to every single side, and I figure out in my own head which side do I align with. And I feel like that's really good for figuring out who you are. So for parents and for older generations, it is perfectly fine to listen and learn sometimes. I feel like it's very immature and not appropriate to shut something off or shut something out. A conversation that could be had. A whole nother understanding that you could have just because you don't understand it in that initial period. You know what I mean? Like, it can really build new interests. It can build new future goals.
It can build bridges between
Relationships,
your relationships instead of just burning those bridges. All right, one more thing real quick. Show us what you got down there beside you. So John, since he was 12, 10, 11, has been what do you call them? Rehauling Michael Myers Halloween mask. He's even had multiple write-ups in local newspapers around this time of year because he rehauls these Michael Myers masks to match certain movies.
He had a big content creator buy one of his masks and actually make a
David Lopez,
a video with it.
David Lopez.
Yeah.
So, John, tell him. I mean, you get these masks and they come from the factory, painted or whatever. So, what do you do?
Well, this one in particular I got this on eBay. So, I don't know if you guys can see, but underneath, it's just latex color, like it's skin color. This mask was a blank, a raw pull. So what they do to make these masks is they have a mold that they just pour latex into, then they pull it out. And in this case, this guy just did that and sold it. He didn't
Tell them who the mold is made. Even the original Halloween mask from the 1970s movie. Who is the molded after? The actual person.
This is it's based off of a Captain Kirk mask, like from Star Trek. And you can tell by the hairline how it kind of puffs out here. It's supposed to be Captain Kirk, but what they originally did with the mask is they bought a Captain Kirk mask from a little general store, and it was in the middle of like June when they filmed this movie, so they just had these masks out and about. They ripped the sideburns off, ripped the eyebrows off, cut the eye holes bigger, and then just spray painted the mask white and then misted the black.
Is that for the
misted hair
original
black.
Halloween?
That's for the original Michael Myers mask, yes. And so what I do when I repaint these masks, I bought this as a blank, so it was just skin tone. Had no hair. The eye holes weren't even cut out at all. So I cut out the eye holes. I paint the mask a skin tone below, just because in the original skin tone kind of bled through once the paint started wearing off. So I put a skin tone below, just misted it white, cut the eye holes out, nose holes, slit the mouth, and then I just put the hair on it, paint it black, and there you go. That's
So you turn around after you get these rehauled and you sell them on
Yes.
eBay or
So-
Etsy or...
I bought this blank for like $200 because this is a very accurate blank and mold. But now that it's done up, I could probably sell this thing for $400. So I could just double the price right
So
there.
there's
with
a
my
whole
service.
market for Michael Myers
Yes.
masks. Yeah, I know there's a whole...
Huge community for Michael
Community.
Myers masks. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's perfect for this Halloween since it's October.
If he spent, this would be another thing that he could make a decent living at. If he spent all year just making Michael Myers masks and literally stocked them up, he could almost sell every one of them. I mean, there's that many collectors out there. It's crazy.
There's been a guy that's done that. He his masks weren't even that good. He just took masks from I can't stand it, but he took masks from like Spirit Halloween, and you know how those masks don't come with the greatest paint job. He just repainted it. They weren't that good, but he sold them for really high price, and he promoted it a lot. So he got a lot of people coming to look at his stuff. I think he made around $100,000 in 1 month off of masks.
Oh my gosh.
Which is
See, there's
insane.
a way to make money out there, guys, other than just the everyday grind. You
Take
can hustle.
it from a 19-year-old entrepreneur who's been doing it since he was
12.
9, 10, 11, 12, just coming up with ways to make his little life, make his way, make his business.
Yeah.
He's been
Well,
doing
we're
it.
super proud of you. Thank you for
Thank you.
joining us. Thank you for sharing all your insights, and it's been great, and we love you, and that's
Thank
a
y'all
wrap.
for having me. That was fun.
Yeah.
Talked a lot.